What if your libido isn't gone, it's just hiding? Not because you've aged out of desire. Not because you're less of a man, but because your nervous system has been running on high alert for too long. You see, stress doesn't just cloud your thoughts. It shuts down your body's natural signals for connection, intimacy, and confidence. Not to punish you but to protect you. That's the part no one talks about. I'm Dr. Catherine Rocker. For the last 30 years, I've walked beside men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s. And do you know what I've learned? Most men don't lose their libido. They just lose their safety. And without safety, the body chooses survival over intimacy every single time. You're not broken. You're not failing. You're just overloaded. Your mind is still sharp. Your body still remembers. And your desire, it hasn't vanished. It's waiting for the right signal to return. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 5 simple habits that reduce stress, restore calm, and quietly bring your libido back. No pressure, no prescriptions. Just biology working with you, not against you. So if you've been wondering, where did I go? This might be your moment to come back. Not to who you were, but to who you still are beneath the noise. Here's the truth that no one tells you: your body cannot be in survival and intimacy at the same time. Stress isn't just a feeling. It's a full-body shutdown of everything your system considers non-essential. That includes digestion. That includes sleep. And yes, that includes sex. When you're under stress, your body floods with a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is useful when you're running from danger. But when it stays high for too long, it becomes toxic. It lowers your testosterone. It tightens your blood vessels. It shuts down your brain's ability to release dopamine and oxytocin, the chemicals that fuel desire, motivation, and connection. That's why even when the opportunity is there, you might feel numb. Disconnected. Flat. Not because you don't care, but because your nervous system has pulled the plug to keep you safe. Your body thinks, this is not the time for pleasure. This is the time to survive. And here's the irony: the very thing that could bring you comfort and closeness, intimacy, is the thing your body postpones until it feels calm again. It's like trying to start a fire with wet wood. The spark is still there, but the fuel is soaked in stress. So the question isn't, where did my desire go? The real question is, what is my body trying to protect me from? And once you answer that, you can begin to reset everything. Carl was 68 when he walked into my office. A quiet man, strong hands. The kind of presence that once filled a room. But that day, he looked tired, not just in his body, but in his spirit. He sat down slowly and said, "Doc, I still love my wife. We're close. But I feel like I've left the building." Then he looked away. "I don't reach for her anymore. Not because I don't want to, but because I don't feel like myself." He wasn't asking for a miracle. He wasn't chasing youth. He just wanted to come home to the version of himself that felt alive. So I asked him about his days, his nights, his stress. Turns out, Carl had been carrying a silent weight for years. Worries about money, about aging, about not being enough anymore. He wasn't sleeping well. He woke up tired, irritable, distant. And over time, intimacy felt less like connection and more like pressure. He blamed his age. But it wasn't his age. It was stress. Layered, heavy, unspoken. So we didn't start with pills. We didn't start with performance. We started with one breath. One walk. One small reset at a time. And within 2 weeks, something shifted. He came back with a half smile. "Doc," he said, "I'm not chasing anything. I'm just showing up, and she's noticing." Then, softer, "I didn't get my libido back. I got my identity back." That's the quiet power of restoring safety in the body. When the mind feels calm, the heart opens. When the pressure lifts, the connection returns naturally. Carl didn't need fixing. He just needed room to feel like a man again. And now, I want to show you the exact habits that helped him get there. Most men wake up and go straight into stress. Eyes open, phone in hand, mind already racing. And before the day even begins, the nervous system is on high alert. But here's what your body is silently asking every morning. Are we safe? If the answer is yes, your system opens up. Blood flows, hormones rise, desire awakens. If the answer is no, everything shuts down. That's why the first 30 minutes after you wake up are everything. They set the tone for your entire hormonal and circulatory day. Let me show you the first 2 habits Carl used to reset his mornings and his body. Habit 1 to 3 minute belly breathing before coffee, before checking your phone, before turning on the news. Sit up, place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Feel your belly rise, not your chest. Hold for 4. Exhale gently through your mouth for 6. Do this for just 3 minutes. Why it works. This kind of breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural, relax and restore, mode. It lowers cortisol, slows your heart rate, and sends a clear signal, we're safe now. You can open up. Carl told me, after a week of this, I noticed I wasn't clenching my jaw. I was calmer, even before coffee. Habit 2 10-minute silent walk after breakfast. After your first meal, take a short walk. No phone. No music. Just you in the morning. This isn't about cardio. It's about rhythm, letting your body move gently while your mind settles. Here's what it does. It helps regulate blood sugar, which stabilizes energy and mood. It increases dopamine, the motivation molecule. And most importantly for men over 60, it boosts brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a powerful chemical that supports cognitive clarity and emotional balance, both critical for libido. Carl made this walk part of his daily ritual. And one morning, he said something simple but powerful. Doc, I don't feel like I'm racing anymore. I feel like I'm arriving. These 2 habits, breathing and walking, may seem small. But together, they rewire your mornings for calm, presence, and connection. Because when the day begins with peace, your body starts to remember who it is again. If mornings are for resetting your nervous system, then evenings are for restoring your hormones. Most men over 60 don't realize this, but your testosterone, nitric oxide, and recovery hormones are built overnight. And the quality of that restoration depends entirely on what you do or don't do in the final hour before bed. Carl used to collapse into bed after watching the news, his mind spinning, his body restless. He'd wake up exhausted and disconnected. We changed that. Just 2 simple shifts. Habit 3. Warm shower plus tart cherry juice plus 2 lines of journaling. Let's break that down. Start with a warm shower, not too hot, not too cold. It lowers your core temperature afterward, helping your body fall into deeper, more restorative sleep. Next, pour 4 to 6 ounces of tart cherry juice. Real, unsweetened, deep red cherry juice, not fruit punch. Why it works. Tart cherries are rich in melatonin, the hormone that signals deep sleep. They're also loaded with anthocyanins, powerful compounds that reduce inflammation and boost nitric oxide, the very chemical responsible for blood flow and bedroom performance. Finally, write just 2 lines in a notebook. Not about your to-do list, but about what you're grateful for, or what felt peaceful today. Carl laughed the first time I suggested it. Then he said, Doc, I never thought a glass of juice and 2 sentences would help me sleep like I did in my 40s, but it did. Habit 4. Chew 2 whole cloves after lunch. This one feels old school because it is. But it works. Take 2 whole cloves, not the powdered kind. Place them in your mouth, chew gently until they crack. Hold them for 30 seconds, then finish chewing or spit out if you prefer. Here's why it's powerful. Cloves contain eugenol, a natural compound that does 2 things beautifully. It reduces cortisol, helping calm your body from the inside out. It increases nitric oxide, improving blood flow to the areas that matter most. Bonus. Cloves are antibacterial. They clean up gum health, which is quietly linked to better vascular function and testosterone levels. Carl told me, I thought it was weird, but now, it's part of my rhythm. I chew, I breathe, I feel lighter. You don't need a supplement cabinet to rebuild your hormones. Just warmth. Stillness. Natural compounds that speak the body's original language. When you close your day with intention, your body reopens its capacity to heal overnight. And that's when you start waking up with something stronger than energy. You wake up with presence. For many men, the pressure to perform has quietly replaced the joy of simply being close. But here's a truth that's both healing and liberating. Intimacy starts long before the bedroom. And one of the most powerful ways to restore it is through touch with no expectation. Touch that says, I'm here. Not, I need something. Because physical contact, even as simple as a hand on a shoulder, sends a deep message to the nervous system. We are safe. We are wanted. We belong. The science behind gentle touch. When you engage in affectionate, non-sexual touch, your brain releases oxytocin, a hormone that promotes bonding, calm, and emotional safety. At the same time, oxytocin lowers cortisol, reducing stress and improving blood flow throughout the body, including the pelvic region. You also activate vagal tone, a part of your parasympathetic nervous system that helps regulate heart rate, digestion, and yes, libido. Carl's turning point. Carl once told me, I'd go to bed tense, not from pressure from my wife, but pressure I put on myself. So I gave him a simple invitation. Before bed, spend 5 minutes holding her hand. No words, no outcome, just presence. He tried it. No agenda, no performance. And a few nights in, he said, something changed. Not just in her, in me. I felt like I was with her again. Not proving anything. Just being close. Small actions that carry big impact. Try this. A 30-second hug chest to chest. No talking. A light back rub before sleep. Sitting close while watching TV. Shoulder to shoulder. A simple hand squeeze during a walk. These moments may seem small, but to your nervous system, they're like reopening an old, trusted doorway. One that leads back to connection, and eventually, to desire, not forced, but natural. Because when safety returns, so does closeness. And when closeness returns, libido doesn't have to be chased. It simply rises. Not because of pressure, but because of peace. Let me be honest with you, you won't wake up tomorrow with a brand new body. But you might wake up with a sense of something shifting. Because healing doesn't shout. It whispers. And if you listen closely, here's what most men start to notice. After 7 days you begin to sleep a little deeper. The tension in your jaw, chest, or shoulders starts to loosen. You wake up feeling less wired, more steady. A quiet sense of peace starts replacing the pressure. Carl called me on day 7 and said, I didn't feel like a machine this morning. I felt like a man again. After 14 days your thoughts are clearer, your mood is more balanced, you begin to feel present with your partner, not distracted or checked out. Morning stiffness eases, and so does that heavy feeling in your lower body. One man told me, I'm not trying to fix things anymore. I'm starting to feel things again. After 30 days your libido doesn't just return, it awakens. You feel more emotionally available, more confident, more grounded. You might find yourself reaching for her hand without thinking, and she might start reaching back. Carl summed it up perfectly. I didn't just get better in bed. I got better in life. I feel like I've come home to myself. This isn't magic. This is biology given the right conditions to recover. And when your body feels safe, when your mind feels steady, desire becomes less about trying and more about allowing. So if you've gone years thinking, this is just how it is, I invite you to test that belief, not with a pill, but with a small daily choice to come back to yourself. Because healing doesn't take forever. Sometimes it just takes consistency. Let's be clear about something. This isn't about sex. This is about you feeling whole again. Present, alive, unashamed. Because what most men are really missing isn't performance, it's presence. The quiet confidence that used to come naturally. The ability to sit with someone you love and know without a doubt that you're still here. You see, stress didn't steal your desire. It buried it. Under years of pressure, responsibility, loss, and silence. And little by little, you began to forget that your body was once a place of strength, not just survival. But here's the good news. That part of you didn't disappear. It's just been waiting for the right signal to return. And now, you've sent it. With one breath. One walk. One touch that didn't ask for anything back. You didn't force healing. You created space for it. And your body, your nervous system, your spirit, they responded. So if you've made it this far, I want you to know something from the deepest place of honesty I can offer. You're not broken. You're rebuildable. And more than that, you're still becoming. You don't need to chase youth. You need to reclaim peace. Because peace is what unlocks your energy, your clarity, your desire, not performance, not pressure. Just peace. If this message resonated with you, do me one favor. Type reset in the comments. Not for me, but as a quiet promise to yourself that you're ready to come back. And if you know another man who might be silently struggling, share this with him. Because sometimes, all it takes is one honest voice to say, you're not alone. And this isn't the end. I'm Dr. Catherine Rocker. And if no one has told you lately, you are still a man worth loving, worth trusting, and worth coming home to. And I'm honored to walk beside you on that road.